Hey everyone, it's Brian from Massey's Main Entertainment. Got it right that time, right? we're doing our ongoing series of building that perfect album, but we're still on 1975. But this is volume 2. It was one of those years where we definitely felt like it warranted having a double album. So we get to pick 24 songs, and this is part 2 of that. We'll go over the rules real quick. Since it's a double album, we get to pick 2 songs from any of those albums that we want to. If there were singles that happen to be released that year, you can go by that for that particular year, or if there's a deep cut off an album that wasn't released as a single, you can pick from there as well. I don't think any artists had double album. 2 albums come out the same year, so that's really inconsequential. Just to go over a few things as well. First, let me welcome Rich. He's a longtime buddy of mine. Rich, I got his channel link down below. Doc's here. I actually stole this year from him when he asked me which year I wanted to do a particular year. I said 1975, and there was a long list of expletives that we won't go into here. But anyway, so if you get a chance, though, when you watch our videos, please like, sub, and comment, and definitely leave your list of your top songs. Also down below, we're going to leave a link to all of our videos that we've done so far, and now all of our videos now feature a Spotify list of each one of our selections, the songs that we selected for any particular year, like 1965 all the way up through now 1975 if you're watching this video. So try to enjoy those if you could. Guys, we managed to get through 1975 volume 1. It seemed to be all rockin' albums, and we hit on 2 of them. We had a trifecta already on just volume 1. How do you feel about it so far?
I think this is solid.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what we have in store on side, or volume 2 rather. I just want to emphasize what you said, Brian, about people out there liking and subscribing, especially the likes. The likes are so important because it puts you into, a bigger algorithm or whatever. People find your videos easier when they have more likes. So it's important for people. You can dislike it too. I don't really care. As long as it's getting some attention, it's the main thing, because we feel like we're putting a lot of work in this series, and we're not getting rewarded with a lot of views and a lot of comments and a lot of likes. So please help us out with that. We'd appreciate it. We like doing the videos together. We've been doing this for a year now, and we have fun doing it. We like to get some kind of feedback. So thank you very much.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I can tell you, as a person who's gotten 100 likes on a video and a person who's only gotten like 7 likes, the difference in the amount of people that it pushes me out to is like difference is like maybe they'll push me out to like 700 to 1,000 people for those 7 likes, but they push me out to 100,000 people when I've gotten 100 likes.
Right.
That's the difference. So I mean, it's a huge difference. If you just like the video, it pushes you out for a couple more thousand people, and you just never know. It really does help us out quite a bit. So, and
we're not trying to make money out of this. Believe me, we're just trying. We want to put entertainment out there and content out there that people will enjoy, and we think these videos are good, and we'd like you guys to think so too. To be honest with you, that's the way it is.
Yeah, I don't monetize the videos, so I don't make anything.
Me neither.
So, but anyway, the order still stays the same. I get to go first since I picked a year. Doc, and then Doc gets to go second as his like follow-up prize for me stealing it.
Coming in second.
Exactly. And then Rich, you get to you actually wanted to go last. So
I like sweeping up the remains,
Right. So I guess I'll kick it off, guys. Volume 2. Let's see what's left. Okay. So kicking off my side C, of this part, I've got 10 Years Gone from Led Zeppelin. I did go back and forth on whether to put Kashmir on here or not. Kashmir felt I don't know. Kashmir, I felt like it's been used quite a bit. And 10 Years Gone, I liked it just as much as Kashmir. So I wanted to go with a little bit of a deeper cut. It's not really a deeper cut when you're talking Led Zeppelin. No. It's just like one of the lesser known songs. So I really like the song and wanted to lead off actually this side with it. I went with my second song on here. I went with Shelter from the Storm by Bob Dylan.
Love it.
Just an incredible song. I think it's kind of a love kind of salvation kind of song, where a guy basically lets a woman save him from the dark essence of void that he comes from. I think one of those lyrics was he's not even fully formed. And that love is actually that thing that actually, like, gives him his structure and his sense of being. It's a fantastic song, though. A lot of people have covered this. When I tried to look at the list of people that covered it, it got into the 20s, and I just got tired of reading it. So the number 3 song for me is Paul McCartney and Linda McCartney's From Venus and Mars. I've got listened to What the Man Said, kind of a happy-go-lucky pop song, love song. I really liked it. Linda McCartney plays keyboards on this and plays some other stuff on here as well. I thought it was kind of interesting is that actually I didn't think anything else was interesting about this song. So sorry about that. I was reading ahead on something there. I picked for number 4 for me, I had Pure Prairie League, Amy.
Yes.
Now the song was actually appeared on their album Busting Out in 1972, but the single wasn't released until 1975. So it's kind of an odd thing there. I really like the harmonies in this in particular. It's like maybe it's the only country rock song that I have on any of my lists so far. I have a country song. I had Jolene by Dolly Parton, but I didn't have a country rock song yet. And so this is the first representation of that. I really like the song, and it segues really nice into my number 5 song for this side. I got Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain by Willie Nelson. I think his version of it, originally done by Roy Acuff, I think his version of it is so heartfelt, and his voice back then was just so just incredible. The whole album is really good too. If you didn't get a chance to check that out, you should definitely check out some of Willie's 70s. He'll have another album, we'll have some stuff off of it called Stardust in a couple of years that you'll definitely be hearing some tracks from me off of. So, and closing out the side, I've got Landslide. I think it was already mentioned by somebody here. I know the story was, Stevie was in Aspen, Colorado, and she was looking outside and she was wondering if what would happen if a landslide just came down the mountain and just took everything away. And then before she realized that she was actually like reconciling with some portion of her life and things that she was going through in her life at the time. And what a wonderful song. It's a powerful song from that album. They did a live album called The Dance in 1997 as well, where they highlighted many of their hits, and her version on that live version as well was just as powerful. So if you get a chance, check that out as well. So that's my side 1, guys.
Totally different, eh, Brian?
What's that?
Totally different than A and the B on the first, like side album 1 to album 2 starting off. That's the other side of Brian. That's exactly what that is, man.
I like it. I have 2 of those songs that you mentioned. I'm not going to say which ones, but I was happy to hear one of them pop up, and the other one we're going to have a trifecta on.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yep. Yeah, because I don't want to read the tea leaves too much there, but yes, Brian, I did have Landslide earlier. So
right. Okay. So now we know. And then
I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Yeah, there was a weird reaction from Rich when I said Amy, so I'm thinking, there might be something there.
I thought I was on my own on that one, to be honest with you. Thought I was on the limb, the last little part of the limb, but no.
Yeah. Cool. So
very cool.
All right, so now side D gets a little weird. This is where it starts to become. This is like the side about halfway through where I'm starting to go. Yeah, I'm going to start to little by little. Parts of me are going to start chipping into our list here a little bit, because music's changing and lots of the different genres are coming to bear, but not quite yet. In the beginning of the album, leading off, I've got Welcome to the Machine from Pink Floyd. Just Roger Waters. Great writing, this incredible production of synthesizers and airiness about the whole song. It's incredible. It's Wish You Were Here is really a concept record, but all the singles work by themselves as well. But to really get Welcome to the Machine, you have to listen to all of Wish You Were Here. And when you throw that on there with Shine On You Crazy Diamond, all parts, and Have a Cigar and all that stuff, it just becomes this masterpiece. I like this song a lot, though, and I wanted to lead off this side with it. And it goes flowing right into Bohemian Rhapsody. it seemed very difficult to leave this song off of there. I think when I did an earlier list, when I was on my own, I did a top 10 songs of every year. And I think I only got as far as like about 1977 anyway. I left off Bohemian Rhapsody altogether on one of those lists, and I just absolutely got lambasted by the madding crowd. But it's not that I didn't like the song; it just didn't at the time. It just didn't make a top 10 for that particular year that I was releasing it in. Upon reflection, I listened to Night at the Opera again. Yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody should be included in any top list of this particular year. So, number 3 for me, I've got Welcome to My Nightmares, Only Women Bleed. So yeah, big thank you to Doc for kind of getting me into Alice Cooper. I did see Alice Cooper open up for Motley Crue a few years back. He outshined them completely. There's a vast difference between people who go up there and play their greatest hits and then people who go up there to perform. And Alice Cooper is a performer. And he put together a really great 1 hour set with the various songs of his, but it all seemed to go together because he had this great show going on at the same time, some props and some giant Frankenstein monsters, and it was some crazy stuff, but it all worked. And it just made Motley Crue look silly when they went out there and just performed 14 songs that you could name probably right now on a piece of paper. So number 4 for me is Love Is a Drug by Roxy Music. Maybe one of the most well-known bass lines of all time. I think it was the bassist for Chic, the disco band Chic, that said he actually ripped off this when he put together his thing. That bass line is considered like the 26th best bass line ever. So if you get a chance to listen to the song, very cool. Brian Ferry's voice is always different. So when you go into listening to anything from the Roxy Music, you're not going to hear a traditional rock song. Obviously, they're a little bit of prog rock, a little bit of glam rock, a little bit of funk and disco, a big mixture of stuff. So number 5 for me, I've got Gary Wright's Dreamweaver. Seemed to be a staple song of that particular era. I had between this and Love Is Alive, I was kind of teetering, going back and forth on, but this one seemed to be the most iconic song. Obviously, very soothing lyrics, very dreamlike, very good song. So, and then a complete, another off the rail song for me. I've got from Horses from Patti Smith. I've got Birdland. I can't explain the song other than to call it some type of avant pop, experimental pop, psychedelic thing that Patty's got going on. But for some reason, that whole album works, and this is my favorite track off the album. So I wanted to put it on there to kind of end aside to show that it's kind of still me in here somewhere. And I really enjoy Horses. It's a good album. I would like people to check it out sometime if they haven't. So that's my weird side, guys.
Yeah, it's
I like the weird side.
It is weird, but it's you, because it's got that art rock stuff. I consider art rock or avant-garde with both Roxy Music and Patti Smith. I would never consider either of them, but that's just my taste, and I know you like that stuff, so that it works for your album, and that's cool. I like it.
Yeah, obviously the Cooper in there. Obviously, I like seeing that.
That's a big one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Everything you said about Bohemian's right on the money. It's hard to leave off because it's such a huge song for that year.
Yeah,
Bohemian Rhapsody.
And it seemed to be a huge song in multiple years. It just
yes.
Whether it's in the UK or the US, it's like every once in a while, if you're just thumbing through a UK chart, just pick a random year. Bohemian Rhapsody's on there somewhere all the time. It seems
like what the hell's
always
going
just resurfaces back in the UK as a big hit song again.
Yeah.
So
I like the Gary Wright choices too. I like both those songs. I must have overlooked. I think they might have been singles the next year. Maybe the album came out in 75.
Yeah, I think Love Is Alive only partial of this year, and then it came out completely as a single in 72.
I do like them both. They're real good songs.
Yeah.
Good album, buddy.
Very good.
Yeah.
75 was a challenge, buddy. That's a good one, man.
You did well.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Doc. What do you got?
Here it comes.
Yeah, it's here we go, man. It's so I started off with like, the Wish You Were Here's and Take It to the Limit and stuff like that. A little slower to start my side A on my first album. Doesn't quite go that way on the second album. So, and this is one of those songs that you don't know where you're going to place. So sometimes you just have to like start it or end with it. So it sounds very similar to something Brian had just mentioned anyway, but it's Welcome to the Machine by Floyd. It's going to start off my side.
Wow.
C, I guess. Talk about Wish You Were Here until I'm blue in the face, man. Shine On and Have a Cigar. I don't care. It doesn't matter what I take them all. So it doesn't matter with me in 75 if you want the truth. But I'll take Wish You Were Here on the one side, and I'll take Welcome to the Machine on this one to start this one. So starting with Floyd.
Yep. Nice. I
love Floyd. So, and this is like, the metal sound of Welcome to the Machine or whatever, it's, this is Floyd at the psych peak almost in one sense, putting together something that you get taken away, man. That's what Floyd does. And I like going on those trips. How do you follow that up, right? So then it flows, right? So told you, man, I was big on my Aerosmith and I still am. And I'm taking the title track from that album, Toys in the Attic, man. That's my second tune.
Wow.
Sweet's right there, man, for me as well. There's a lot. You see me crying. The album's fantastic, man. So there's not a bad song on that album, really. But Toys in the Attic is just a great rock song, man. And Tyler sounds fantastic. You get right down to it. It's a rock song. And they got a lot of blues undertone to a heavier riff sound at this time, man. And it shows really well on the guitar and everything else. Heavy bass lines from Hamilton and stuff. So Toys in the Attic, man, a great rock song, man. Here come my boys. You guys probably saw the list anyway, right? So Rush is here now, right? So here we go. So it's Fly By Night by Rush is going to come in at number 3, the title track. This is where Rush is actually showing something a little different, right? So they still have that like Zeppelin-ish sound, Zeppelin kind of vibe, but you can see where they're going. You can see the change ups in their tunes and stuff like this, and you eventually find out why these guys, they're all fantastic at, whatever the hell they're playing and everything else. And if Geddy's an acquired taste, if he's not in your neighborhood, he's not in your neighborhood. I get it. But if you get past that, there are times where he even sounds like Plant early, if you want the truth. If you can get past that part. If you get Geddy and you're on this side of things, man, I think there's an appreciation for somebody here that was always everybody's favorite band that nobody wanted to mention for 45 years was Rush. And that's the reason, man. These guys are talented, and it's Fly By Night. The drops, the change ups, they're all coming. Here comes Rush on my list for the rest of my life here. So keep an eye out for that, I guess, for future ones. Gonna follow that up with one Rich had earlier. It's Crazy on You, man, by Heart. So yeah, I had both down, Brian, because you had Magic as well, right? So Crazy on You is just a little bit more of a hook tune for me, man. They're out, and this is Heart's pretty good, man. Heart's got some really good tunes, and this whole Dreamboat and everything on from there for a little bit here in the 70s, man. Good riffs. Nancy can play, man, and Ann can sing. So what are you gonna do? Complain about this, man? There's a great rock song here in the 70s. It's where you place things, right? So it's a long way to the top, man. If you want to rock and roll, it's going to follow that up, man. So what can I tell you? Thank God it came out as a single, and we all agreed that, Australian singles rule. So that's cool. So and TNT comes out the next year. So 76 should be interesting, but whatever the case, a long way to the top. Yeah. And Brian, you had this on your first album, starting off the first album, I believe, right? Which is, there's nothing wrong with that, man, for sure. Any AC/DC in my life is good AC/DC, so I'm a big fan. So, the back and forth, the bagpipes and the guitar going back and forth is fantastic. Any song that's a rock song that's got bagpipes in it, man, that's aces in my books. So it's a long way to the top. It's number 5. Gonna end it with one Rich had on this side earlier. So this is Jungle Land for me to end this side too, man. If Born to Run's my favorite Springsteen tune, this is probably my second favorite Springsteen tune. So, and they're on the same album, and I'm not leaving it off. Jungle Land's epic. Jungle Land is everything that Rich mentioned before, the sax, Clarence, and everything else sounds fantastic. And Bruce's storytelling on this album, man, is right in my sweet spot, man. And tells a really good one here in Jungle Land again, the piano and just everything, the sound. It's get lost in this song, and that's why I'm gonna end my side C.
Awesome. I love to see Jungle Land on there. Awesome.
Yeah.
My second one that was in contention for Bruce Springsteen was 10th Avenue Freeze Out. I mean, that was my second one that I had. I was right on the fence about it. I wasn't real sure though how it would fit, because I was going to end up having to put it on that side D. Could you imagine? That would have not. I can't do that to the boss. I just couldn't do it to him.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's awesome. Again, you went with a little deeper cut on Aerosmith. That's great.
Yeah. The title, I mean, Sweet Emotion. Hey, listen.
I love.
What are you gonna say? Anybody, you guys have it on your list. So I'm not going to bitch about that at all, man. It's a great tune, man, and definitely one of my favorites earlier in life. But the heavy sound of Toys in the Attic, man, is that's a great bluesy, heavy rock song, man. And Tyler sounds fantastic. Toys, and it just gets right into it, man. It's a great tune, right in my sweet spot.
The one Springsteen song that got sort of left out in the cold is Thunder Road. Which is a great song, because Jungle Land, two of us had that, three of us had Born to Run. You thought about 10th Avenue Freeze Out, but Thunder Road's a pretty friggin' good song, man.
Sure is.
And it's
not my third pick.
It's not going to make anybody's list. It's interesting.
Yeah, that would be my third pick, by Rich, if I was to pick one off the album.
Me too. That was the one I left off. Yeah. Cool.
There you go.
What are you going to wrap it up with? Let's see what you got at the end here to close it out.
We'll just jump right in, man. Here we go.
Yep.
We're going to go in with one Brian had earlier. So it's Dreamweaver, man. It's going to start off my laptop as well. Yeah, it's that hypnotic. It's a dream state sound song, man. So this is, I think it's a good way to start the side, ending out this 75. And Dreamweaver's, it was a big song in 75 for a reason, man. Some of these are big songs for reasons. And like I said at the very beginning of 75, some are going to hit, some are going to be like the hits are the hits, and I like them. Some of them, all right, it's just a little offbeat. And some are like, where the hell are you coming from, man? So this is one of the hits that actually does hit for me. So going to follow that up with one that Rich had earlier too. So yeah, I got Young American too, buddy, from Bowie.
Oh,
man.
Good.
Yeah. He had a couple tunes on this album here. Young Americans is the title track is the best tune on this album for me as well. So Bowie doesn't get a lot of credit for his lyric writing either too, and stuff like that. If I hark back into my other side, I say, if you want to go read some good lyrics when you're really bored and not think about things, go back and check out some Rush lyrics too, because Neil doesn't get a lot of credit for his writing there. But on the Young American and Bowie side of things, hey man, this is Bowie in 75. For me, he's making. That's the way it goes. So,
yep.
Do we all have Rihanna? Because that's my third song.
Yep.
Yeah. One of the first two I wrote down with both Landslide and Rihanna, man. When I was going through my list on stuff and I was checking at the Fleetwood, it was like, they're both coming. So,
great song.
Rihanna, they're once again Stevie, man. It's an iconic Fleetwood Mac song, man. So. Like all three of us have it for a reason, man. It's the trifecta, and it's a classic rock song here in 75, and definitely sounds like an easy one for all of us to make in our 24.
Yeah,
I think with good reason. I'm gonna follow that up with, I told you guys last year, 74, but Yellow's making another appearance, man, with Evil Woman, man, for me. So,
yep.
This is, we talked about him on the last one there, but Jeff Lynne, he can make almost any kind of sound that you'd think you may or may not like sound fantastic, and just even the opening chords and the way Evil Woman starts, it sounds like you don't know where you're going, but you're going for a ride. You're just waiting for the first 10 seconds to find out which way you're going, and then when it goes, you're in. And it's like you get some hooks. He's got some catchy things. Yeah, Evil Woman is a great yellow too, man. It's on my 75. get that psychedelic dream state again, man. So I do like the song, and I like it a lot. So and I've liked it long before Guardian. I liked it long before anything else. So, but I'm not in love by 10cc is coming with.
What can I say?
Yeah, it's what do you want, man? It's the overs and everything else they, when you find out later on how they actually make the song and stuff like that. I didn't know that when I first heard that song and anything else like that. I just like the song and still do. I think it's a great song, and also it's got that Dreamweaver state, man. You're just floating it there in your head, man, and you can almost that Floydish at sometimes where you're just out there, so this lulls of sound before you actually drop into the next parts of the song and stuff like that. It's really, really well done. I think it's a great tune for 75. So
that was another one that they played all the time. In 75, you'd hear Dreamweaver, I'm Not in Love, Bohemian Rhapsody. They were around the clock. Rhiannon, just stay.
Fantastic. That's awesome, because I'm gonna end my side with Bohemian Rhapsody.
So
that's great. So that's why I'll end my album. I don't think we have to talk too much about Wayne's World putting it back on the charts and whatever it did at whatever time. But you can say what you want. My best friend and stuff like that off this album. Very good tune too. Man.
Very nice.
Actually, that was one that was a late cut for me. If you want the truth, I think it's a great song. Bohemians. Yeah, Brian, I think he summed it up, man. Nobody's writing this shit at this time, man. The harmonies and the Mamma Mia's and everything. Just think about that whole sequence of how that actually goes down and what they're actually doing to make that song complete, man.
Yeah. And
it's got like a Brian Wilson vibe to it, and how much effort there is to go make a song almost, and like what they actually have to do in the background to make it come out like that. Freddie's a pretty talented dude, man. So is the band's talented, man. May and Roger, they're Deacon, man. They're a great band, and there's nothing wrong with this song and my album in 75.
Awesome. Glad to see it made it, because I have it in the same spot on my album. Give it away right now.
Very cool.
It's so when you especially now that you got to see the Bohemian Rhapsody movie and everything, it's like it's so intricately constructed that there's so many parts to that thing that it's absolutely mind-boggling. And then to have to go sell it to the record company to release it as a, what I mean? You'd have to sell that in 1975. I mean, with everything else that's going on in the music industry, that's why you saw that they had to play hardball. You got to play hardball and say, well, then we won't do anything for you, and I'm like, that's an incredible roll of the dice by Queen, and end up being like on the winning side.
Big time.
Their biggest song ever. That's their song.
And now it's like, if you look at Queen, there's plays on Spotify. Even their average songs are like, 24 or 50 million plays. And it's like, and that song's like, I don't know, 2 billion by now. It's outrageous. It's crazy.
It's a shame though that Freddie's not here to reap the rewards and all those royalties coming in. The other three guys are still with us.
Yeah.
But, it's the price you pay for that lifestyle, I guess.
Yeah.
But here we go. I'm going to jump in. I have a mix of songs we've heard and some that nobody has mentioned that are strictly my vibe, especially on my last side. Here we go. I'm going to kick it off with Magic Man by Heart. Brian had it. I had both Heart songs, Crazy on You and Heart. I love Heart, especially this album, Dreamboat Annie. It's the first Heart song I ever heard on the radio, and been a fan ever since. And I love Ann Wilson's voice too, and Nancy. My second tune is by the band Ophelia.
Yep.
This is Americana, roots rock, Levon Helm with the lead vocal. It's on the album, Northern Lights, Southern Cross. Not a great album, but this song really stands out on it. Ophelia, Darken My Door. It's just somebody that's going away and please come back home. And that's from the Americana and roots rock, it's going to lead into my country rock tune, which is one Brian had, Amy. Pure Prairie League. I love this song too. The strumming, the picking of the guitar. It's country rock. A guy named Craig Fuller, who's not a household name, he wrote and was the lead singer of Pure Prairie League. So I just want to give him a shout out because it's really a good song. Catchy. It's one that you tap along to and that kind of thing. Then I'm going a little bit different. The Who, Squeeze Box from The Who by Numbers. Always a favorite of mine. I love this sexual innuendo lyrics. Mama's got a squeeze box she wears on her chest, and when Daddy comes home, he never gets no rest. All that stuff. Daddy doesn't sleep at night, and then the best part, they go in and out. And I just love that. I know it's cheesy and all that stuff, but that's what I'm about.
I'm pretty sure that's not even innuendo talk. Hey, that's just straight
that's
out.
Flat out.
Telling you what's going on.
Hey, kids. Yeah, right. Get a notepad. Take some notes. This is what's going on in the next room. My number 5 is Landslide, Fleetwood Mac. I believe that is cool. a hat trick, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Stevie Nicks, Time Makes You Bolder, Children Get Older. I'm getting older too. If you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, the landslide will bring it down. I love her lyrics, her voice, just a real mellow tune. And I'm going to end side C here with Paul Simon, Still Crazy After All These Years. The title track, beautifully written, straightforward ballad. He's sort of I'm not the kind to compromise. He's sort of talking and singing at the same time. But I always enjoyed the song. I like the one you mentioned too, 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. But I went with this one. And on that's my side, so I'll let you comment and then I'll jump in.
Well, that was the other side, eh? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did get the trifecta on Landslide, right?
We did.
Yep.
Yeah, we
got a 2-bagger on Heart and a 2-bagger on Amy.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. See? Yeah, it's always going to be close. You know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was the only one that had the squeeze box, John. I guess my immaturity.
So now that I hear that, I'm going, what's wrong with you, Doc? You must be ill. What is going on, man?
You
left out a Who song.
Squeeze Box is a fine song. I don't mind, the Who at this stage and stuff like that. It's an easy listen for me at this stage of the Who, but I think these songs that I have on my list are better than probably any Who song that came out that year for me.
That's what it comes down
honest.
to. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Yeah. Very good.
Who's my favorite band, probably, man. So that tells you a lot. So,
I remember, I think it was 73. I had Long Live Rock, and you didn't have that either, which I was surprised.
Yeah,
I'm not as surprised at this because this is kind of a fun, weird,
different song. Fun song.
But I happen to always like it. I couldn't believe they were saying it when I first heard it. The in and out and the mommy and daddy and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Squeeze box, he wears on her chest. Daddy gets home, he never gets no rest. Man. So,
exactly.
Playing all night. Yeah, I mean, they sound great doing it. Stuff like that. It's just sure.
I always liked it. All right, let me go into my last side here. We'll see what you think of this. This is just me. These are like the leftovers that I absolutely couldn't leave off because I like the songs a lot. Number 1 is Lion Eyes by the Eagles off the One of These Nights album. This is just good storytelling about, cheaters at the bar and, you can't hide your lion eyes, you're thin disguise, all that stuff. One night stands, people, just going out there and like a meat market. It's just people out there looking for that one little thrill. And I like the vocal by Mr. Glenn Frey. Then I'm going to go into a sort of almost a one-hit wonder here. How Long by Ace, the group Ace. Lead singer Paul Carrick, who also sang for Squeeze and Mike and the Mechanics. He sort of was a gun for hire as a lead singer. And I always like the bass line in this. It starts out, dun, 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 and then it goes into the story. Really cool. So How Long's making my list. Then I go to another band song, It Makes No Difference. Rick Danko, this time the bass player on lead vocals. Beautifully written by Robbie Robertson. It makes no difference how far I go. Like a scar, the hurt will always show. And then he's talking about they're just a face in a crowd and a one night stand. Oh, no, it makes no difference. They're just a face in the crowd on a dead end street. I just like the way his songwriting is, and Rick Danko gives a fantastic, empathetic vocal on it. Then I'm going to go into Joan Baez, my fourth song, Diamonds and Rust, the title track. She's writing about Bob Dylan here, her relationship with him in the early 60s when they were both the folkies coming on the scene. And she describes him as having eyes bluer than robin's eggs, reminiscing about Dylan in New York's Greenwich Village and stuff. Really personal song, which I've always liked. And then back to back, I have another female singer-songwriter, Janice Ian at 17. Sort of a song about an ugly duckling not fitting in with the prom queens and the popular girls at school. Really another personal song, which I thought was excellent. Janice Ian, a good singer-songwriter. And then I'm going to end it with a trifecta, Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. Thought it was a good way to end my album because to me, that's the song of the year, even though it's not my favorite song. It's a song I heard the most on the radio during that era. It just played to death, but like you guys mentioned, it was a studio thing creation where they put all these different parts together. They made it work. They sold it somehow, and the public ate it up. Classic song, classic rock. And Wayne's World, the whole thing with them in the back seat, singing along, and kind of bobbing their heads at the end, and all that stuff. So just and I like the end. It goes into this bombastic thing with the head rocking, and at the end it goes, "Nothing really matters. Anyone can see. Nothing really matters to me." It's kind of a,
any way the wind blows,
apathetic kind of ending. Any way the wind blows. So it's like, what's it all about anyway? It's like we're all doing this for nothing. But
I had Janice Ian as on my list for a long time.
Yeah, I couldn't leave it off.
A last minute bump for me. I have two songs that I got to go look up now, though. The Makes No Difference and the Diamonds and Rust. Now, because title wise, they don't register with me right off the bat. So now I've got to go download those. So
they're both good songs. I like that Ace song too. How Long? It's sort of a
I remember that song.
Yeah. Check out Diamonds and Rust and what was the other one?
Makes No Difference.
Makes No Difference. Yeah, that's kind of a deep cut off the band album there.
Okay.
I had your other Ophelia there song from the band. That was on my short list as well, Rich. So, but yeah,
Ophelia, yeah. That's more up tempo. That's a good song too.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a couple songs on your list there I need to check out. I don't know them.
Yeah.
I don't know if I do because I don't.
Might not be your vibe, especially
you never know.
The Joan Baez one, but you might like it. Anyway, honorable mentions.
Once you go first, Rich, we'll work it backwards here.
Yeah, I have about a dozen or so. I have Black Friday by Steely Dan, Thunder Road, Bruce Springsteen, Shelter from the Storm, Bob Dylan. Also, Simple Twist of Fate by Bob Dylan. It's a Long Way to the Top if you want to rock and roll, AC/DC. I'm Not in Love, 10cc. Shooting Star and Feel Like Making Love from Bad Company. Beautiful Loser, Bob Seger. My Little Town, Simon and Garfunkel. Sort of a comeback song. Slow Ride by Foghat. Old Days, Chicago. Jackie Blue, the Ozark Mountain Daredevils.
Wow. Holy.
Yeah. Jeez. Miracles by Jefferson Starship. If you only you believe. Evil Woman, ELO. Saturday Night Special, Skinner. And the Eagles, After the Thrill Is Gone. A deeper cut on that album. That's it.
Pretty good, buddy. Pretty good.
Yeah. Doc, what about you?
I had one on your list anyway to start off as I go through my list. I had Love Is the Drug too, by the way, from Roxy as my.
It's a good song. It is good.
Looking Out for Number One by BTO.
Oh yeah.
I had Stranglehold from actually Ted Nugent actually.
Yeah.
Can't You See was on my list. White Punks on Dope was on my list.
Wow.
Yeah, you didn't see that coming, did you? Eh?
I did
I like
not.
a little bit of the twos once in a while, man. That's the punkish, rockish.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Sometimes that floats into my neighborhood too, man. And don't be surprised when they make an appearance one day. So I didn't have Someone Say My Love Tonight, but I did have it on my short list. So that was not my thing. I had Mamma Mia written down, man. I had
ABBA? Okay.
ABBA.
Wow.
Yeah, Show Me the Way, Slow Ride. You mentioned that as well. I had Beautiful Loser down too.
Yeah, good one. Show Me the Way by Frampton, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, good one. Yep.
And I said Beautiful Loser, and Catmandu would never make it, but was still one that I did write down too.
Not a bad song.
Yep.
What about you, Brian? Any?
I had obviously I had at 17. I had 10th Avenue Freeze Out. I had Jungle Land. I had every other song that I didn't take for I Wish You Were Here. So all the Those Shine Ons, Have a Cigar. I had Kashmir. I had Evil Woman. It's like it's all the ones that you would think you would have, and it's like it's how many did we actually end up with? 5? Did we end up with 5?
I think we ended up with 5 trifectas.
I think we ended up with and a bunch of doubles.
Yep.
Yeah,
and a lot of stuff that we weren't double on. We at least were picking stuff from the same album. We were getting a lot of that. So
we had Born to Run, Wish You Were Here, Landslide, Rhiannon, and one other.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian. There's your 5 right there.
There's the 5 right there.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Excellent.
Oh yeah, it's great.
All right, so that'll wrap it for volume 2 of 1975. We still are going to be doing 1976 and 77 coming up, everybody. Those are going to be double albums as well. Doc picked 76, and Rich definitely wanted 77. He spoke for that a long time ago. So
I did.
Please leave your comments and down below. Please like our videos if you would. Sub if you think of it. Sub Rich's channel as well if you think of it. That would be great. Check out our Spotify playlist as well. And until then, guys, we'll see you next time for 1976. All right. Everybody take care out there.
Later, guys.
Peace.